Hello, and welcome to Spirit Among Us. In our lives, Jesus wants us to live with a sense of imminence. We shouldn't live our lives assuming that we'll live to be 80 or 90 years old, or older than that. We shouldn't assume that that's just a given, that we are going to make it into our old age. Because the truth is, none of that is guaranteed. Even just speaking from a life and death standpoint, we have no idea how long we're going to live. Only God knows that. So we can't assume that we're going to live to be over 100. We just don't know. In the same way, when it comes to the return of Jesus, God wants us to have this same perspective. Tomorrow, or tonight, or 10 minutes from now is not guaranteed, because Jesus can come at any moment. Matthew chapter 25 verse 13 says this, "Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour." The truth is, we don't know when He is going to return. We don't know when Jesus is going to come back and take us home to be with Him. We have no idea what day or what hour or what time that is going to be. But here's the thing, there is an appointed time. There is a set time. God already knows when He's going to send Jesus back. There's a certain year it's going to happen. There's a certain month, a certain week, a certain day, a certain hour, a certain minute that it will happen. And that's not going to change. So God doesn't want us to live in a way that assumes He won't come back in our lifetime. He might not. We don't know because only He knows if He is going to return while we're still alive. But regardless of whether He is or isn't, this is the command. Watch. Watch. We are called to watch for Him, to keep watch. Not just to sit back and assume He's going to come sometime in the distant future. And more than just watching and waiting for Jesus, God has also charged us to be ready. Matthew chapter 24 verse 44 says this, "Therefore you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect." He's going to return when we don't expect Him to. So what God is saying is that you don't know when He's going to come back, so you need to be ready at all times for His return. So what does that exactly mean? What does it mean for us to be ready for Jesus to come back? One thing it means first and foremost is that we need to get rid of sin in our lives. Sin keeps us from God. It separates us from Him, and it keeps us from living the lives He wants us to. And if we know that our lives, we only have a limited amount of time, our sin is just wasting time. Another way we can be ready is to realize the purpose of our lives. We are made for so much more than just getting by, than just getting to the next paycheck, getting through the week, working for the weekend. That's not who we are. We are God's chosen people, sent here with a real purpose to share His love and to have relationship with Him and have relationship with others. And the final way we can be ready is to walk in the fulfillment of that purpose for our lives. After we realize what the purpose of our lives is, we need to walk in that. We need to walk that out. We can't just say, "Oh yeah, I know what I'm supposed to do." We actually have to do it. So this is living our lives in a way to glorify Him. No longer our lives, but Christ who lives in us. Humbling ourselves in any way we need to share His love with the world and reach more people. Jesus is coming someday, and He might be coming someday very soon. We don't know, but God has called us to keep watch and to be ready. So let us, as His freed people, drop and get rid of the sin that plagues our lives. Let us realize what His purpose, what His calling for us is, and let us walk in that in every way He calls us to. Let us live lives ready for the return of Jesus, because He can come back at any moment. Thank you for watching, and God bless.